of breath. Laughing, singing, and dancing all take extra oxygen. To be happy, all you need is the air that you breathe. You don't have to travel with dark glasses into the inner city to score your oxygen. It's all around you. One of the fastest ways to unravel a relationship is to bring self-pity into the picture. When I catch myself being eloquent about how circumstances and other people have damaged me, I notice immediately that my relationship with you is losing its warmth. Suddenly you don't look forward to seeing me. Over the years I've found out that people will show you some sympathy when you pity yourself, but they don't necessarily look forward to talking to you again. Unless they too are victims, then they'll listen to you impatiently, waiting to get their own victim stories in. The great and spirited novelist D.H. Lawrence once said, "I never saw a wild thing sorry for itself. A small bird will drop frozen dead from a bough without ever having felt sorry for itself." That's because wild things live lives of pure action. Today, the more I live like a wild thing, taking action instead of meditating on my sad condition, the faster self-pity melts away. Chronic sadness seems to become a thing of the past. And fatigue, paradoxically, is almost always a result of living a life of too little action. The more action I build into my life, the better I sleep, and the less self-pity I feel. The better I sleep, the more energy I have. The more energy I have, the more will I have for taking action. And the more action I take, the happier I feel. The happier I feel, the better my relationships. It took me years of looking back to see that self-pity had become an addiction of the worst kind in my life. A very nasty habit. It acts on the system much like heroin. It hooks you into feeling numb to life. It makes creative action impossible. You don't have to go as far down as I went. You can have more fun than I did bringing your awareness to life. You can see self-pity when it starts to set in and simply push it aside. You can make fun of yourself. You can laugh at how ridiculous you are. You're not a victim of your feelings. You are more than your feelings. Feel them with everything you've got, and then move on up. Get back up into your mind. Think, laugh, create, love. An owner is not afraid to make a request. That's why owners do so well in sales and courtship. Victims fear the word no and will do amazing things to avoid ever hearing it. To a victim, no means rejection. Total, devastating rejection. No doesn't just sound like no to the victim. It sounds like no, 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 you are not worthy. But to an owner, no is simply the other side of yes. No and yes live together. Every human being has a perfect right to say either yes or no, and this does not bother an owner. The owner honors that right. Therefore, when an owner hears no, they don't think something's wrong with the universe. They don't conclude that life is unfair. They move right on to the next request. Victims spend the better part of their lives trying to avoid hearing the word no, because they've made it mean rejection, total, thorough, and personal rejection. It is little wonder they want to avoid it whenever possible. The trouble is that by avoiding no, they also avoid yes. The two go together. They live together. The primary reason that people don't get what they want in life is that they don't ask for it. An owner succeeds because an owner doesn't have an irrational, superstitious fear of failure. The owner wanders bravely into the land of no. Michael Jordan said, "I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I've lost more than 300 games. 26 times I've been trusted to take the game-winning shot and missed. I've failed over and over and over again in my life, and that's why I succeed." There's a big difference between losing and being defeated. The victim uses the loss to justify retiring from the game, but the owner loses beautifully. The owner uses the loss for inspiration. Go into your daily calendar and write today's big request in an upper corner of the page. Don't let a single day go by without making a daring request of someone. I promise you that you'll be shocked at how many times you'll hear an unexpected yes. And you'll also be surprised at how well you begin to handle no. You'll learn to hear no with grace and humility and not take it personally anymore. By teaching yourself daily that no does not kill you, your power will grow far beyond your expectations. You'll feel the meaning of Nietzsche's words, "What does not kill me makes me stronger." You'll look back on what was once your personality and laugh out loud at how far you've climbed beyond that. If you bang your knee on the car door getting out of the car, you really feel it. Your knee is sore. You don't deny it or repress it. You feel it. However, you also know that there's more to you than your sore knee. In fact, you can probably still go inside and do what you were going to do despite the sore knee. And if you really get enthused about what you're doing, the awareness of the sore knee disappears. You hardly think about it again. This is a very healthy way you have to deal with physical pain. Although you pay attention to it, you always know that there's more to you than the pain. You, in effect, rise above it. It's your lifelong practice to do so. It's your habit, and the habit serves you. Now, bring the same habit to your emotional pain and watch what happens. If you begin today to put the same practice into effect when you feel emotional pain in the form of anger, fear, guilt, or resentment, then you can become free. You can, with practice, see that although you feel angry, you are more than your anger. Although you feel intimidated, there is more to you than that one feeling. You want to get to that other part of you that is ready to think. At first, you might experience a great resistance to doing this because our entire culture has habituated us to worshiping and being submissive to all our feelings. When a feeling comes along, we go down on our knees, totally identify with it. We are angry. That's what and who we are. It has consumed us entirely. Every cell in our body is angry. There's nothing more to us than this anger we are now feeling. It is accepted by everyone around us that there's nothing abnormal about saying, "I am angry." It's accepted practice to be absolutely consumed, to identify completely with the anger. The anger is who we are at that moment. Yet it doesn't have to be this way. You can see a way out of this depressing habit if you think back to your sore knee and observe how you are about your knee. When you bang your knee and it hurts, you don't immediately identify with your knee. You don't walk into the house and announce, "I am a sore knee. I am pain." You don't allow every cell in your body to take over that identity as you do with your emotional pain. Why is that? Habit. You can adopt the same balanced, healthy, effective, and powerful habit you have with physical pain and use that habit with emotional pain. You can start today. If you feel angry, notice it and don't deny it, but don't identify with it. Don't let it consume you. Don't confuse it with who you really are, because it's not who you really are. You can say to yourself, "I feel a lot of anger about this." You can localize it. You can box it into the context it deserves to fit in. You can isolate it so that it can be managed. In exactly the same way, you isolate your knee's pain and keep it in your knee. It's only an illusion that our emotions are who we are, that they consume us. We can check this out by handing an angry person a winning lottery ticket for $8 million. Would you say, "I can't even think about that ticket right now because I'm so angry at this person"? No, he will forget the anger immediately. If he is depressed, sitting in a lawn chair by the pool and somebody's baby falls in the water, does he say, "I wish I wasn't so depressed right now, so I had the energy to jump in and save that baby"? Would the police and the paramedics